ஓரியன்டேஷன் ஃபார் நீட் ஆஸ்பைரண்ட்ஸ், நீட் தேர்வு எழுதும் மாணவர்களுக்கான இது ஒரு வழிகாட்டி நிகழ்ச்சி. இன்றைய வகுப்பில் ஹவு டு ப்ரிப்பேர் கான்செப்ட் நோட்ஸ் என்ற தலைப்பில் ஒரு தலைப்பை படித்த பிறகு அது சம்மந்தமாக நோட்ஸ் தயாரிக்கும் முறை பற்றி பார்க்க போகிறோம். பொதுவாக நாம் தயாரிக்கும் இந்த நோட்ஸு மிக எளிமையாகவும் முழுமையாகவும் குறுகிய நேரத்தில் திருப்பி பார்க்க ஏதுவாகவும் இருக்க வேண்டும். அதற்காக நம்ம இன்னைக்கு எடுத்துக்கிற தலைப்பு அனிமல் கிங்டம், அதில் ஒரு சிறு பகுதி நான் கார்டேட்ஸ். இந்த தலைப்பை எந்த தலைப்புக்கு நம்ம நோட்ஸ் தயாரிக்க போகிறோமோ அந்த தலைப்பை ஒரு முறைக்கு இருமுறை ஆரம்பம் முதல் ஃபஸ்ட்டு பேரா முதல் லாஸ்ட் பேரா வரை நல்லா படிச்சுட்டு பிறகு அந்த தலைப்பில் அமைந்த மெயின் கான்செப்டை அடிப்படையில் பல தலைப்புகளில் நம்ம இந்த நோட்ஸை தயாரிக்கணும். உதாரணமாக அனிமல் கிங்டம் அல்ல நான் கார்டேட்ஸ் அந்த பகுதியில் நம்ம படித்த பிறகு பேசிக் ஆஃப் கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேஜர் ஃபைல் ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம், ஜென்ரல் கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேஜர் ஃபைல் ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம், கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேஜர் ஃபைல் ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம், இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் என்ற தலைப்புகளில் நம்ம நோட்ஸ் தயாரிக்கலாம். ஓரியன்டேஷன் ஃபார் நீட் ஆஸ்பைரண்ட்ஸ், நீட் தேர்வு எழுதும் மாணவர்களுக்கான இது ஒரு வழிகாட்டி நிகழ்ச்சி. இன்றைய வகுப்பில் ஹவு டு ப்ரிப்பேர் கான்செப்ட் நோட்ஸ் என்ற ஒரு தலைப்பில் நோட்ஸ் தயாரிக்கும் முறை பற்றி நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். நாம் இன்றைக்கி எடுத்துக்கின தலைப்பு அனிமல் கிங்டம். அனிமல் கிங்டத்தில் ஒரு சின்ன பகுதி நான் கார்டேட்ஸ். இந்த அனிமல் கிங்டத்தில் நம்ம அந்த தலைப்பை படித்த பிறகு நம்ம இந்த 5 தலைப்பில் நோட்ஸ் தயாரிக்கிறோம். 1 பேசிக் ஆஃப் கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம், 2 ஜென்ரல் கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேஜர் ஃபைல் ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம், 3 கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேஜர் ஃபைல் ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம், 4 லார்வல் ஃபார்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் மேஜர் ஃபைலா ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம், 5 இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் இன் மேஜர் ஃபைலா ஆஃப் அனிமல் கிங்டம். முதலாவதாக பேசிக் ஆஃப் கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹேபிடேட். Habitat என்றது என்ன? Habitat is a place where an organism lives. On the basis of the habitat, animals are divided into aquatic and terrestrial. Aquatic animals lives in water. Types of aquatic animals are 1 zooplanktons. Zooplanktons are passively floating animals in water, or simply we call it as a drifters. Example protozoans, protists, etc. The next Nectons are actively swimming aquatic organisms in a water. Example shark or bony fishes. Next, benthon lives at bottom. It may be sedentary or motile. For example, motile starfish, sedentary sponges. Sponges are settles at the bottom of the bottom of the ocean or bottom of the pond. So they are called benthons. Types of terrestrial animals: cursorial, run fast. Example like kangaroo or dog. Example for cursorial animals. Fossorial lives in burrows or underground. Example earthworm or rabbit. Arboreal lives on trees. Bat, monkey, they are adapted to live on trees. Aerial or flying. Birds and bat, winged insects are examples for aerial mode of life. Levels of organization. The cells in animal body are of several types and are organized into functional unit, progressively increasing complexity. It is of 5 types: acellular, cellular, tissue, organ and organ system. Acellular, where you can see the protoplasmic body mass consists of mass of protoplasm. Example protist. Cellular, where the body is made up of cells, where you can exhibit division of labor, for example sponges. Tissue, a group of similar cells which are similar in origin, structure and function forms tissues. Example hydra. Organ level organization is found in flatworms. Some tissues joined and function as a unit of the organ. Flatworms. Organ system, where group of organs working together to form an organ system. Example roundworms.
Symmetry. Symmetry refers to the similarity in the arrangement of parts on the opposite sides of the body. Three types of symmetry. A spherical symmetry. The animals which shows spherical shape and the sides of the body are not distinguishable. Example, volvox. Here you can see colonial green algae where you can see spherical shape. Radial symmetry. The body of the individual can be divided into equal halves by any plane passing through the center from top to bottom. Example, hydra. You can classify the hydra into equal halves at any plane. That type of symmetry is called a radial symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. Here you can see the body can be divided into two equal halves by a single plane only. Example, man. Germ layers. Germ layers are ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, which differentiate at the time of gastrulation in a developing embryo. Gastrulation means that the conversion of single layered blastula into 2 or 3 layered embryo called a gastrulation. Germ layers, you can classify the germ layers into two types. Diploblastic, animals with 2 germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Between the ectoderm and endoderm there is a glia, mesoglia, a glue-like substance. Triploblastic, animals with 3 germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Example, platyhelminthes, 2 chordates. All animals are all triploblastic. Here you can see outer ectoderm and inner endoderm, and between this ectoderm and endoderm there is a mesodermal layer which is lined with peritoneal tissues. Mesoderm. Coelom. Coelom is the body cavity. It is filled with a fluid and lined by peritoneum derived from mesoderm. Types of coelom. There are 3 types of coelom. Acoelom. A means absent, animals without body cavity. Example, platyhelminthes. There you can see ectoderm and endoderm. Between that there is no coelomic cavity. Pseudocoelom. Body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Example, roundworms. Here you can see ectoderm and endoderm. Between these there is a cavity, but it is not lined with mesoderm, so they are called pseudocoelom. Eucoelom. Body cavity is lined by mesoderm. This type of coelom is found in annelids, arthropod, mollusk, echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. Here you can see outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. Between that there is a coelom which is lined with mesoderm. Segmentation. Metamerism is the body structure having repeated segments. Metamerism results in the separation of mesoderm into segmented body muscles. Pseudometamerism occurs through budding in tapeworm. You know, in the tapeworm you can see the body is looks like segmented. That segmented body called the proglottids. But that segmentation is not true. That's why it is called pseudometamerism. Then arthropod shows external segmentation, where you can see that segment outside, not inner organs. In chordates, only the internal segmentation is seen. Body plan. Animals have 3 types of body plan. Cell aggregates, where there is no tissue or organ. Body is made up of only group of cells. Example, sponges. Here you can see choanocytes. Choanocytes are they collect the food particles. Then porocyte. That porocyte which lines the ostia, so it helps for entry of water into the cavity. Then amoebocytes which lies behind the choanocytes. Then pinacocytes which forms the outer layer, ectodermal layer. And then spicules, these are the skeletal structures. So like that in this animal you come across a group of cells. This type of body plan is called cell aggregate. Blind sac plan. Cells are organized into tissue. Here, animals having single opening of the body which acts for ingestion as well as egestion, that is mouth. There is only one opening where there is no anus, So this type of body plan is called is found in Hydra. Blind sac body plan is found in Hydra. Tube within tube plan. Here, proper digestive canal is present, having two openings. One is for ingestion, the other for egestion. That is, mouth acts as ingestion, it helps for ingestion of food. Anus is egestion of the fecal matter. So in these animals, the digestive system is complete, having both mouth and anus. Example, annelids. In this group of animals, levels of organization is organ system. Body temperature. Based on the body temperature, we can classify the animal groups into two: homeothermic animals and poikilothermic animals. Homeothermic means warm-blooded animals. Warm-blooded in the sense the body temperature is constant irrespective of the changes in the environment. Whereas this is possible because the presence of insulating air, body covered with air, feathers, bluffers, in the case of whale, prevents diffusion of heat into the external environment. That's why body temperature is maintained. Birds and mammals are the perfect examples for homeotherms. Whereas poikilotherms are cold-blooded animals where the body temperature varies according to their environment where it lives. For example, fishes and amphibians and reptiles shows hibernation and estivation to avoid such situation. So poikilothermic animals are fishes, amphibians and reptiles. Development. Based on the development, we can classify the animal groups into two types: direct development and indirect development. In direct development, without any intermediate stage, the young one resembles the adult in all aspects. Example, man. If a human baby resembles to the adult man in all aspects except the size. So this type of development is called direct development. Whereas in indirect development, the young ones do not resemble the adult. The young one passes through many intermediate stages before obtaining the shape of the adult. The phenomena of passing through different juvenile stages during transitional from larval to adult stage is called metamorphosis. So the phenomena of metamorphosis is found in indirect development. Example, amphibians. In amphibians, the young one of frog, for example, you take frog, the young one of frog is called tadpole, that undergo gradual changes and finally it becomes adult, and that is called metamorphosis. General characteristics of major phyla of animal kingdom. You know, my dear student, there are 10 phyla under animal kingdom, non-chordates: Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata. First character, common names. Common names: poriferans are commonly called sponges. Cnidarians are commonly called coelentrates. Ctenophora are commonly called comb jellies or sea walnuts. Platyhelminthes are commonly called flatworms. Aschelminthes are commonly called roundworms. Annelids are segmented worms. Arthropoda are joint-legged animals. Mollusca, soft-bodied animals. Echinodermata, spiny-skinned animals. Second point, habit and habitat. Habitat means the place where it lives. So here you can see Porifera, mostly aquatic and mostly marine. And even in the aquatic, they are sedentary. Sedentary means attached to the substratum. It may be solitary or colonial. Solitary means single. Colonial means lives in groups. Cnidaria, aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free swimming, solitary, single, colonial, lives in groups. Ctenophora, exclusively marine, that is very important point, exclusively marine, solitary and pelagic. Pelagic means floating on the surface of the water. Pelagic. Platyhelminthes, mainly aquatic, some of them are endoparasites and some of them are free living. Aschelminthes, aquatic and terrestrial, free living as well as parasitic in plants and animals. So you can see both free living forms as well as parasitic forms. Aschelminthes. Annelida, mostly terrestrial, freshwater or marine, aquatic, free living or parasitic. Arthropoda, cosmopolitan, it's found everywhere in all sorts of environment. Mollusca, mostly are aquatic, few are terrestrial. Then Echinodermata, exclusively marine. So இந்த habitat இப்போ நம்ம படிக்கும்போது என்ன கேள்வியா வரும்னா, இப்போ இந்த கேள்வி வந்து நீங்க previous year question paper பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம Echinodermata, which one of the following phyla are includes animals which are exclusively marine அப்படின்னு சொன்னா Echinodermata சொல்லுவோம். இதே இதுல நீங்க இன்னொரு ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா Ctenophora exclusively marine. இப்போ இந்த ரெண்டு பாயிண்ட் தான் அங்க கீ பாயிண்ட், நீங்க அதை நோட் பண்ணணும். Echinodermata, இன்னொன்னு animals comes under Ctenophora or exclusively marine. Segmentation is absent in Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora and Platyhelminthes. Aschelminthes, whereas the first group of animal exhibit segmentation in Annelida, they are metameric segmentation. Body is completely divided into number of parts. Arthropoda, where you can see the segmentation, but the segmentation is external segmentation. Mollusca, segmentation absent. In Echinodermata also, mollusca segmentation is absent. In hemichordate also, segmentation is absent. Level of organization. In case of Porifera, the organization, cellular level of organization. Body is made up of group of cells which perform different functions like choanocytes or pinacocytes or porocytes or amoebocytes or archaeocytes, like that. Next, in Cnidaria, tissue level of organization. Group of cells which are similar in origin and structure and function forms a tissue. Tissue level of organization is found in Cnidarians. Then Ctenophora also exhibit a tissue level of organization. Platyhelminthes is the first group of animal where it develops organs. Whereas in the Aschelminthes, organ system of level of organization is found. And Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinoderms and hemichordates all are exhibits organ system organization. Symmetry. See here symmetry, Poriferans are asymmetric. Cnidarians exhibits radial symmetry. Ctenophora also exhibit radial symmetry, where you can divide the body into many equal halves at any plane from the center, from top to bottom. And Platyhelminthes exhibits bilateral symmetry, where you can divide the body into two equal halves. Aschelminthes is bilateral symmetry. Annelida, bilateral. Arthropoda, bilateral. Mollusca, asymmetrical as well as bilateral. இதில் Echinodermata தான் மிக முக்கியம். இதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா adult are radial, whereas larva are bilateral. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இது வந்து ஒரு key point கொஸ்டினாக வரக்கூடியது. In which one of the following adult animals are radial symmetry, whereas the larval forms are bilateral symmetry கேட்டாங்கன்னா நம்ம Echinoderm சொல்லணும். Hemichordates வந்து bilateral symmetry. Coelom, Poriferans, Cnidarians, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, all these animal groups or acoelomate, where coelom is absent, body cavity is absent between ectoderm and endoderm. Whereas in Astelminthes, this is a peculiar one, exhibits pseudocoelomatic. You know pseudocoelomate, where the cavity is not lined with mesoderm. Pseudocoelomatic animal. Whereas annelid, arthropod, mollusk, echinodermata and hemichordata and chordata all are eucoelomate animals. ஸோ இதில் வந்து பெக்குலியர் வந்து சூடோசிலமேட்டை நீங்கள் எதிர்பார்க்கலாம். ஆக்சுவல் மென்திசிஸ் எக்ஸிபிட் சூடோசிலமேட் kind of coelom. Then body plan. Body plan, there are three types. First one, cell aggregates. This type of body plan is found in Porifera. Then blind sac is the body plan where you can see only one opening, only the mouth where there is no anus. So this type of body plan is called the blind sac body plan. Then tube within tube. This is very important. Ctenophora is the animal exhibit tube within tube. That means it animal with two openings. One for injecting the food, that is a mouth. The other one is for ejecting the fecal matter, anus. So this type of body plan is called tube within tube. Then blind sac. Once again, Platyhelminthes also only mouth is present, anus is absent. Tube within tube. Ashelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata all exhibits tube within tube. That means animals with the two opening. One is the mouth, the other one is the anus. Germ layers. Based on the presence of the germ layers, you can classify the animals into two groups. Animals with the two germ layers, namely the ectoderm and the endoderm, are called diploblastic. Example, Foriferans and Cnidarians. Both are diploblastic. And Ctenophores. Porifera, Cnidaria and Ctenophora are diploblastic animals, body with the two germ layers. Whereas Platyhelminthes, Ashelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordates are triploblastic animals, animals with the three germ layers, namely ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Digestive system and digestion. In case of Porifera, digestive system is absent, whereas the digestion is intracellular. Intracellular in the sense digestion takes place inside the cell. Cnidaria, where also the digestive system is incomplete, where you can see mouth where there is no anus, so that type of digestive system called incomplete. Digestion is partly intracellular and partly extracellular. And then Ctenophora, where the digestive system is complete, both mouth and anus is present, and partly intracellular and partly extracellular. Platyhelminthes, the digestive system is incomplete. Once again, here only mouth is present, anus is absent. Whereas in some animals, the digestive system is absent. That's why it is called none. None means where there is no digestive at all, because they are all parasitic animals. In parasitic animals, they derive their nutrients simply from the host through the body surface. So in such animals, the digestive system is completely absent. Then if it is present and incomplete, where you can see intracellular and extracellular digestion. Ashelminthes, the digestive system is complete, both the mouth and anus is present. The digestion is extracellular, that is outside the cell, that is takes place in the lumen of the alimentary canal. Not only in Ashelminthes, other animal group like Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordata. In all these animals, the digestive system is complete and the digestion is extracellular. Then respiratory system and respiration. In case of Porifera, the respiratory system is absent, but respiration, namely the exchange of gases, takes place through the body surface. Whereas in Cnidaria, the respiratory system is absent. Here also the exchange of gases takes place through the body surface. In Ctenophora, the respiratory system is absent. Exchange of gases takes place through the body surface. In case of Platyhelminthes, the respiratory system is absent, and some of them are anaerobic. That kind of respiration, anaerobic respiration, where it takes place in absence of oxygen, mostly parasitic animals. For example, Ashelminthes. In Ashelminthes, the digestive system is absent, the respiratory system is absent, and respiration anaerobic. Anaerobic means respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. It's a kind of parasitic mode of life. Then Annelida, where the respiratory system is present. In some animals, exchange of gases takes place through body surface. For example, in case of earthworm, the skin is the respiratory organ. So it takes place through the body surface. In some animals, gills is present as the respiratory organ. Then arthropoda, where you can see a variety of respiratory system is present. You can see body surface. In some animals, exchange of gases takes place body surface. In some animals, gills are there. In some animals like cockroaches, there are tracheal tubes which through which the atmospheric air directly enter into the skin, into the tissues. And book lungs, in case of scorpion, book lungs acts as the respiratory organ. Then in case of mollusca, in some mollusks, the body surface exchange of gases takes place through the body surface. In some animals, Ctenidia, which is a leaf-like respiratory structure, is found in Phyla globosa. Then Echinodermata, respiratory system is present. 2 feet. These are all structures found in the ambulacral groove, which simply helps for the exchange of gases. And then some animals like sea cucumber, respiratory trees like a structure is present in sea cucumber. In case of Hemichordata, the respiratory system is present, and here respiration, the exchange of gases takes place through the gill slits, which is present in the pharynx. So gills is the pharyngeal gills, right? Then next we come to the circulatory system. The circulatory system is completely absent in Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, and Platyhelminthes and Aschelminthes. Whereas in case of Annelida, the circulatory system is closed type. இதுதான் வந்து எக்ஸாம்பிள் கேட்கக்கூடிய ஒரு கேள்வி பகுதி. Closed type, where in case of earthworm, where you can see closed blood vascular system. That means blood flows inside the blood vessels, right? And not only that, in case of earthworm, that blood also colorful, that red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin, which is an extraordinary, exceptional one, which is this type of closed type of blood circulation is found in Annelida. Whereas in case of arthropoda and mollusca and Echinodermata and Hemichordata, that circulatory system is open type. Open type in the sense that the blood is not flow inside the blood vessels. The blood occupies the body cavity. Such cavity is called a hemocoel that does not have any respiratory pigments, so they are called a hemolymph. So this you must know that. Then excretion. Excretion means elimination of nitrogenous waste. Usually it is the metabolic byproduct. In case of Porifera, excretion occurs through by means of diffusion. Diffusion, you know, that is a process by which substance moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. Here excretion takes place through the body surface in Porifera, and Cnidaria also excretion takes place through the body surface by diffusion, and Ctenophora also excretion takes place through body surface by diffusion. Whereas in case of Platyhelminthes, this is very important question, there is a special type of cells called flame cells, which is also called solenocytes and also called protonephridia. 3 terms you can come across that. Flame cells or solenocytes or protonephridia is the excretory organ in Platyhelminthes. In case of Aschelminthes, excretion takes place by means of excretory tubules, are also called rennet tubules, excretory organ. In case of Annelida, where you can see nephridia, there are 3 types of nephridia: pharyngeal nephridia, segmental nephridia, and integumental nephridia. So nephridia is the excretory organ in Annelida, whereas in Arthropoda, coxal gland and Malpighian tubules and green glands are special type of excretory structures. In mollusca, excretion takes place by means of kidney or body surface. In case of Echinodermata, it takes place through the body surface, where there is no excretory organ. That is very important question. There is no excretory organ in Echinodermata. Exchange of gases exchange of nitrogenous waste takes place by means of diffusion. And whereas in Hemichordata, there is a special kind of gland called the proboscis gland in the proboscis, which take part in excretion. Next, reproduction. Reproduction in case of porifera, asexual and sexual mode of reproduction is present. Ducts of sex glands are absent. They are hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite in the sense both the male and female reproductive organ present in the same animal. Right? Cnidaria, here also asexual and sexual, whereas the ducts of sex glands are absent. Then Ctenophora, only sexual, but they are hermaphrodite. Both the male and female reproductive organs are present. Then Platyhelminthes, where both asexual and sexual and mode of reproduction, ducts of sex glands are present. In case of Aschelminthes, sexual reproduction and dioecious. Dioecious in the sense sexes are separate, both male and female are different. Or we can also call it a sexual dimorphism, and the sexual ducts are present. And then Annelida, usually sexual, rarely asexual, ducts are present. Then in Arthropoda, sexual and ducts of sex glands present, dioecious. See, you come across that Annelida, then arthropods are dioecious, and mollusca sexual, ducts of sex glands present. These also dioecious. Dioecious, no, both male and female are separate or different, or exhibit sexual dimorphism. Then Echinodermata, usually sexual but rarely asexual, dioecious, sexes are separate. And whereas Hemichordata, sexes are separate, dioecious, and mostly sexual. Next, fertilization. Fertilization in case of porifera, internal fertilization that takes place inside the body of the female. And Cnidaria, where the fertilization in external fertilization, external in the sense in the medium, where both the male and female gametes fuse outside the body. That type of fertilization is called external fertilization. Ctenophora also exhibit external fertilization. In Platyhelminthes, where the fertilization is internal, that takes place inside the body of the female. In case of Aschelminthes, the fertilization is internal, and Annelida also internal fertilization, Arthropod also internal fertilization, Mollusca internal fertilization, and whereas in case of Echinodermata, fertilization external, that is in the outside medium, and Hemichordate also fertilization is external, that takes place outside the body of the animal. Then development. Based on the development, you can classify them to direct and indirect. In case of porifera, the development is indirect. Indirect, here there is a larval form, right, which is entirely different from that of adult, so indirect. Whereas in Cnidaria, the development is indirect. In Ctenophora, development is indirect. Platyhelminthes, development is indirect. Aschelminthes, development is direct or indirect. In case of Annelida, like earthworm, the development is direct, where the young one is called juvenile. Whereas in some annelids, that development is indirect. And arthropods exhibits indirect mode of development. And mollusk and Echinodermata and Hemichordata, the development is indirect. Okay, my dear student, இதுவரைக்கும் நம்ம general characteristics of major pile of animal kingdom பார்த்தோம். இப்போ நம்ம பார்த்ததுல இந்த கேள்விகளுக்கெல்லாம் நம்ம பதில் சொன்னோம்னா நம்ம அந்த கான்செப்டை, அந்த தலைப்பை நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். Body having meshwork of cells and internal cavities lined with food filtering flagellated cells and indirect development are the characteristics of the phylum. Answer: Porifera. In Porifera, you can see these flagellated cells, like choanocytes. Answer: Porifera. Next, which of the following coelant trait exists in both forms of polyp and medusa and exhibit metagenesis? Metagenesis in the sense alternation of generation. In the life cycle, first polyp வரும், that polyp gives rise to medusa, medusa gives rise to polyp. Like that life cycle வந்து இந்த polyp ஃபார்மும் மெடுசா ஃபார்மும் ஆல்டர்னேட் ஆகும். இதை மாதிரி ஆல்டர்னேஷன் ஆஃப் ஜெனரேஷனை நம்ம மெட்டாஜெனிசிஸ் சொல்லுவோம். இந்த மாதிரியான லைஃப் சைக்கிள் எங்கே நடக்குதுன்னா மெட்டாஜெனிசிஸ் in the case of Adamsia. Next, hermaphrodite condition. Hermaphroditism is both male and female reproductive organs present in the same animal. Example, both male and female reproductive organ present in the same animal. Ctenophora. Answer D. Excretory organs of platforms. நம்ம முதல்ல பார்த்தோம், இது ஒரு மிக முக்கியமான கேள்வின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Answer flame cells. Flame cells. Answer B. Flame cells. Read the following statements A to E carefully. Triploblastic, body with 3 germ layers. Bilateral symmetry, body can be divided into 2 equal halves at one plane. Organ system of organization and pseudocoelomate. இதுதான் உங்களுக்கு key point. And then metameric segmentation. இதில் வந்து which of the above statement is or correct for a phylum Aschelminthes? Answer வந்து 3. Aschelminthes வந்து triploblastic, bilateral symmetry, organ system organization, pseudocoelomate. So option C, that option 3 is the answer. Closed type of blood vascular system and presence of hemoglobin in the plasma are characters of. Example, answer Annelida. In Annelida, the blood vascular system, circulatory system is closed type. Right? Answer Annelida. Which of the following feature is not present in the phylum Arthropoda? Arthropoda are jointed appendages. Okay. Chitinous exoskeleton is present. Metameric segmentation is present. Not present ன்னு சொல்லும்போது Parapodia. Parapodia வந்து phylum Platyhelminthes-ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர். So which is odd one out? A. Answer Parapodia. Which of the following characteristics is not of phylum Mollusca? Mollusca soft bodied, covered with shell. Mollusca segmented body. So Mollusca is not segmented. So segmented body வந்து is not the characteristics of phylum. Whereas Mollusca triploblastic, presence of coelom is the characteristics of phylum Mollusca. Answer B. Segmented body is not the characteristics of phylum Mollusca. Absence of excretory organs, great powers of regeneration, and exclusively marine animals belongs to the phylum Echinodermata. Echinodermataவில் excretory organs இல்லை, power of regeneration. Regeneration regrowth of the last parts, இழந்த பகுதியை மீண்டும் வளர வைக்கக்கூடிய தன்மை. And exclusively marine அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா Echinodermata is the answer. C. Important characteristics that hemichordate share with chordate is. Answer B. Pharynx with gill slits. Gill slits is found in hemichordates, which is similar to the chordate. Right? Pharynx with gill slits. Option B is the answer.
இதுவரை நாம் பார்த்த தலைப்புகளின் அடிப்படையில் ஒரு தலைப்பு எடுத்துக்கிட்டால் அதில் இருக்கிற மெயின் கான்செப்ட் அடிப்படையில் நாம் நோட்ஸ் தயாரிக்கும் போது அந்த நோட்ஸ் ஆனது முழுமையானதாகவும் விரைவாக திருப்பி பார்க்க ஏதுவாக இருக்கும். மாணவ செல்வங்களே, தேர்வுக்கு தயாராகும் நீங்கள் ஒரு தலைப்பை படித்த பிறகு இதை மாதிரி நோட்ஸ் எழுதும் பழக்கத்தை வளர்த்து கொள்ளுங்கள். வெற்றி நமதே. வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி. தேங்க்யூ.